So here we are, October 2017. We're not leaving the EU until March of 2019, so we're looking at 18 months before then, and then a possible transition period, or maybe we just get ejected with no deal, which a few Tories seem quite keen on. And the Prime Minister has spoke of it, the no deal scenario, as if it's a threat to the EU, something to hold over them, which has to be seen as counterproductive potentially, and just stupid and irresponsible in the general sense. I can't imagine Theresa May or her hubby will be hit too hard by the effects of the UK's departure from the European Union, financially and materially speaking, but at the bottom end of the income scale, millions will be feeling the pinch. That buffoon Boris Johnson, he'll be okay as well. Hell, maybe better than okay. He could end up running the country, but I wouldn't bet the house on it just yet. I was having a conversation with someone down in London the other week when I went down for my brother's wedding. We were talking about the whole political situation. He said, it isn't fair to say that Leave voters, or the Leave vote generally, was all about racism, xenophobia, or the Little Englander mentality. A lot of it was to do with the general fear that Europe is turning into a federal superstate governed by corrupt and authoritarian leaders. And I am for sure willing to accept that as true. Not everyone who voted Leave was or is racist, of course, but many were, I would suggest. Some will have voted Leave for Eurosceptic reasons. Some will have been educated people who put a lot of thought into the X they eventually put in the box. Some will have been not so well educated people who gave almost no thought at all. They just went along with the herd, you know. Some people are sheep. We need to regain control of our borders is one Brexiteer mantra. Reality being, we always were in control of our borders. We were never in the Schengen area. And the principle of free movement doesn't mean UK authorities are incapable of policing UK borders. That's something I think many Leave voters fail to grasp. The sovereignty issue was another big talking point in favour of Leave. A little bit of research goes a long way. You could have Googled, where does sovereignty lie in the UK? Spoiler alert, it doesn't lie with the British people, nor does it lie with EU leaders in Brussels. It lies with the Crown in Parliament. That's the reality. But right-wing populist newspapers successfully clouded this issue. There it is. As for these vitriolic rants about the EU, which I've heard time and again from self-proclaimed patriots, it doesn't take a great deal of effort to research the history of the current European project and the treaties which have brought us up to today. Structurally speaking, it's actually a unique political entity. It is a free association of democratic countries. It's quite an amazing thing given Europe's violent and turbulent past. In spite of what some might believe, it's not the Roman Empire. We were never an EU colony. That's just silly. And comparisons between present-day Europe and the Third Reich are utterly ridiculous. You should be embarrassed to make that comparison, but I've heard people make it. Grown adults. Yeah. Perhaps avid readers of the Daily Mail or the Express. I don't know. And I'll finish on this, the cherry on the cake, for this video. Might annoy a few Brexiteers who see this. Gina Miller is anything but a traitor. What she did was she stood up to a government trying to exercise power wrongfully, and she won a victory for British parliamentary democracy. That's the reality. Anyway, I'll catch you later, folks. Take it easy.